How does one Toyota hit 500,000 miles on the original engine, and the same exact model, same year, same trim, die at 97,000? Same factory, same parts, same warranty, different fate. That gap, the 400,000-mile gap between two identical cars, is not random. It is not luck. It is 6 specific things that one owner did and the other owner didn't. By the end of this video, you will know all 6. You'll know which ones you're already getting wrong, and you'll know exactly how to add another 200,000 miles to your Toyota starting tomorrow morning, no matter how many miles are already on the clock. And there is one thing on this list, number 5, that almost every Toyota owner gets wrong, including the careful ones, including the ones who think they're doing everything right. We're going to spend extra time on that one. Stay with me. Let me describe something you've probably felt and never said out loud. You bought a Toyota because you wanted reliability. You wanted to drive a car for 15 years and not think about it. You wanted to not be the person at work talking about their latest repair bill. You wanted the boring, dependable, bulletproof car that everyone talks about. And mostly, that's the experience you're having. Mostly. But sometimes, usually around 90,000 miles, sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little later, a little voice starts up in the back of your head. You hit a pothole and you wonder if something underneath is going to give. The transmission shifts a half-second slower than it used to, and you wonder if it's about to start slipping. The check engine light comes on for a day and clears itself, and you wonder if it's the beginning of the end. You start Googling things at 11 p.m. How long do Toyota engines last? Toyota high mileage problems. When do Toyota transmissions fail? And every result is contradictory. Some forum guy says his Camry hit 380,000 miles, no problem. Another forum guy says his Camry blew up at 140,000. They have the same car. They cannot both be right. Here's the thing. They're both right. Because the truth is, a Toyota is not a guarantee of 300,000 miles. A Toyota is a very, very forgiving car. It will tolerate a level of neglect that would kill a Ford or a Volkswagen or a BMW at 70,000 miles. But tolerate is not the same as ignore forever. Every Toyota has a number of miles it's going to give you, and that number is decided almost entirely by what you do, not by the badge on the hood. So let's talk about exactly what those decisions are, 6 of them, in order of how badly they matter. Number 1, oil changes, but not the interval you think. Everyone argues about 3,000 versus 5,000 versus 7,500 versus 10,000 mile oil change intervals. They are all arguing about the wrong thing. The number doesn't matter nearly as much as the consistency. A Toyota that gets its oil changed every 7,500 miles like clockwork, never late, for 20 years, will easily outlast a Toyota that does 5,000 mile changes most of the time, but skips one occasionally and stretches to 12,000 when life gets busy. Why? Because dirty oil isn't the killer. Inconsistent oil viscosity is the killer. Old oil thickens. Old oil burns. Old oil leaves deposits in your variable valve timing actuators, which are the most expensive thing to fix on a modern Toyota engine. The 500K cars all have one thing in common: boring, predictable, calendar-driven oil changes. Same shop, same interval, same oil. For decades. That's it. Number 2, cold start abuse. 80% of engine wear happens in the first 60 seconds after you start the car. Cold oil hasn't reached the top of the engine yet. Cold metal hasn't expanded to its design tolerances yet. Cold cylinders are running rich, dumping unburned fuel past the rings. The 500K Toyotas have owners who start the car, let it idle for 30 seconds, then drive gently for the first 2 minutes. No flooring it onto the highway. No racing the engine to warm it faster. The 100K Toyotas have owners who start the car, immediately reverse out, immediately mash the throttle, and shoot onto a highway on-ramp at 4,000 revolutions per minute while the engine is still 40 degrees colder than it should be. Do that every morning for 10 years. That's what cylinder wash looks like. That's how rings die. That's how a reliable Toyota ends up with low compression at 110,000 miles. Number 3. Coolant. The fluid nobody flushes. Quick question. When was the last time you changed your coolant? If you can't answer that, your coolant is too old. Toyota's long life coolant, the pink stuff, is rated for 100,000 miles or so. After that, it becomes acidic. Acidic coolant doesn't kill your car overnight. It kills your car the way water erodes a canyon, slowly. It eats your water pump bearings. It eats the gaskets between your aluminum head and your aluminum block. It corrodes the inside of your radiator until pinholes start leaking. When a Toyota dies at 130,000 with a blown head gasket, 9 times out of 10 the root cause was coolant that should have been replaced at 100,000 and wasn't. A $90 coolant flush would have prevented a $3,000 repair. Number 4. The driver, not the car. A Toyota is a tool. Like any tool, it lasts longer in the hands of someone who respects it. The 500K Toyotas are owned by people who brake gently, accelerate smoothly, don't ride the brake down hills, don't slam the throttle from a stop, don't tow loads at the very edge of capacity, don't sit in the parking lot revving the engine to warm it up faster. The 100K Toyotas are owned by people who treat the car like an appliance, and not in the good way. Aggressive, impatient, treating brake pads as a renewable resource, treating the transmission like a launch control system. This one isn't sexy. Nobody wants to hear that they're the reason their car is dying. But it's true. The single biggest variable in how long any car lasts is the right foot of the person driving it. Number 5. The transmission fluid thing. This is the one I told you to pay extra attention to. This is the one that even careful Toyota owners get wrong, because Toyota itself encouraged them to get it wrong. For about 15 years, Toyota called the automatic transmission fluid in many of their vehicles lifetime fluid, as in never change it, as in sealed at the factory, no dipstick, no service interval, no maintenance needed. That was a lie. Or, at best, it was extremely creative engineering math. Here's what lifetime fluid actually means. It is rated to last the design lifetime of the transmission, which Toyota's internal documentation defines as approximately 100,000 miles. So yes, it's lifetime. But the lifetime in question is the transmission's lifetime, not your lifetime. By treating that fluid as truly permanent, owners drove their transmissions to a stage where the fluid was burned, contaminated, and depleted of friction modifiers, and the transmission destroyed itself. The cars that hit 500,000 miles are the cars whose owners did a transmission fluid drain and fill somewhere between 60,000 and 100,000 miles, and then again every 60,000 after that. The cars that die at 100,000 are the cars whose owners believed the lifetime label and never thought about it. If your Toyota has more than 80,000 miles and you've never done a transmission service, that is the next thing you spend money on. Not next year, not eventually, soon. A drain and fill runs about $200 to $350. A transmission replacement runs $4,000 to $6,000. The math is not subtle. Number 6. Addressing weird noises immediately. Toyotas are very, very polite when they're starting to fail. They don't scream, they don't shake, they make a quiet little tick, or a slight whine when you turn, or a faint scraping when you brake gently. The 500,000 Toyotas have owners who hear that tick on day 1 and book a diagnosis on day 2. The 100,000 Toyotas have owners who hear that tick on day 1, turn up the radio on day 2, and by day 90 the wheel bearing has destroyed the hub has destroyed the axle has destroyed the transmission output shaft, and a $200 repair is now a $2,800 repair. A Toyota's quietness is a feature and a trap. It will let you ignore problems for thousands of miles. It will not punish you for weeks or months. But the bill comes due, and when it does, it always costs 10 times what catching it early would have cost. 3 key insights worth remembering. Insight number 1. Boring maintenance beats heroic repairs. The cars that go 500,000 miles are not the cars that get the best repairs. They're the cars that never need the big repairs because the small things were never neglected. Boring oil, boring coolant, boring transmission service, done on a schedule, forever. Heroes drive their cars into the ground and pay $5,000 to rebuild them. The 500K owners are quiet, consistent, and don't have stories, because there's nothing to tell. Insight number 2. Toyota's reliability is forgiveness, not invincibility. A Toyota will tolerate years of mediocre maintenance and still run. That's what its reputation is built on. But tolerates and thrives are not the same word. The same engine that survives 250,000 miles of abuse will survive 500,000 miles of basic care. The difference between those two outcomes is the difference between you and the guy at the dealership who keeps quoting you transmission rebuilds. Insight number 3. The car is telling you everything you need to know. Every Toyota that died young gave its owner months of warning. A tick, a smell, a vibration, a check engine light that came and went. The information is always there. The question is whether you listen to it or wait for the warning to become a tow truck. The 500K owners listen. That's it. That's the whole secret. They listen. In the comments, tell me the highest mileage you've ever personally seen on a Toyota. Yours, your dad's, your neighbor's, doesn't matter. I want to see the real numbers from real owners, not internet legend. Drop it below. I'll pin the wildest one I see. One last thing before we wrap. We just talked about what makes Toyotas last. The next video is the opposite. Specifically, there are 9 things you are probably doing right now, today, in the next 24 hours that are quietly killing your Toyota engine. Some of them you'd never guess. One of them is so common that almost every owner does it every single morning without realizing it. These aren't dramatic mistakes, they're tiny habits. And that's what makes them dangerous, because you don't know to stop until somebody points them out. That's the next video. 9 things killing your Toyota engine right now. I'm naming all 9 and showing you exactly what to do instead. Subscribe so it lands when it drops. See you there.